Once I got the base assembled, which just consisted of putting carriage bolts through holes, adding washers, then tightening nuts, I put the main sander assembly onto the frame and secured it with 4 bolts from underneath. Next, I added the idle wheel to the end of the belt sander and spun it a few times for fun. Then I added the disc to the keyed shaft, leaving it proud of the cover about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch. Then I tightened the set screws. I found that putting a light behind the disc was incredibly helpful for trying to see the set screws. I removed that anti-rust shipping gunk with some mineral spirits and elbow grease. I put the adhesive back sandpaper on the disc, then I installed the dust port. The post that supports the cast iron table goes into this hole. It should stick out about 6 1/4 inches with the flat side facing the set screws. I actually did this twice. The first time the post was a little snug, so I tapped it into the dead blow mallet, but forgot to measure and went in too far. The second time the post went in much more amicably. You'd be wise to install the dust port before you install the table. I wasn't. Learn from my mistakes. After removing more gunk, I made the table square to the disc by loosening the fine adjustment bolt on the underside of the table. Then I snugged it back up once it was in square. The table should sit about a 1/16 away from the disc across the whole disc. If it wasn't, I'd adjust it with the screws underneath. Next, I made sure the miter slot was parallel to the disc and the miter gauge was square. I added the other dust port and screwed together the handle for the quick release mechanism and installed a belt. Then I added the roller guard and backstop. After all of my adjustments, I zeroed the indicator on the miter gauge and I was almost ready to turn the sander on. Before turning the sander on, I checked how the belt was tracking by pushing it with my hand. I adjusted the tracking knob until the belt ran in the center of the wheels. Go time. There were a few loose pieces of aluminum oxide that came off the new belt, but everything seemed to be running true. To test it, I scribed a square line across a piece of scrap and sanded it down to the line. I think it's dialed in pretty good. I see this stationary sander getting a lot of use in my shop. From small parts to making roundovers and sanding down to the line, I'm really excited to have this combo sander in my shop. Thanks for watching.